The movie kicks off with Wade Wilson, also known as Deadpool, showing up at Wolverine's burial place in North Dakota. He starts digging him up and finds Logan is actually dead, and all that remains of him is his adamantium skeleton. Deadpool becomes angry to discover that and curses because Logan was his last hope. Later, Deadpool calms down and talks to Logan's skeleton. Before long, a group of agents from the Time Variance Authority shows up looking for Wade. The agents tell him to surrender, but Deadpool ignores him and lies with Skeleton. Suddenly, he grabs Wolverine's skeleton and takes out the agents. He uses it to fight the agent, but more and more agents shows up, so he decides to keep fighting to get rid of them. He then puts on the iconic claws of the fallen hero, Logan, and uses them as weapons to defeat the rest of the agents. Then, Deadpool takes us a few years back. Eager to prove himself as a real hero for Vanessa, he decides to use Cable's time-traveling gadget to go for an interview in Earth 616 with Happy Hogan, hoping to join the Avengers. However, Happy doesn't recognize Wade's potential, and Wade's immature behavior doesn't help his case either. After this setback, he goes back to his own universe and spends the next 6 years working at a car dealership with Peter, leaving his Deadpool days behind him. On Wade's birthday, Peter brings him back to his house, and to his surprise, there's a party waiting for him. Wade has a great time hanging out with his friends, including Vanessa, who used to be his girlfriend. Even though he's still feeling sad about their breakup, Wade is glad to be surrounded by Vanessa and his friends. After he blows out the candles and makes a wish, he suddenly hears a knock at the door. When he opens it, he finds some agents from the TVA standing there. Wade initially thinks the TVA agents are strippers and starts joking around with them, but they quickly pull him through their portal. Wade wakes up and finds himself face to face with a TVA agent named Paradox. At first, Wade thinks he's in trouble for messing with Cable's device too much, but Paradox quickly clears that up, saying it's not about that at all. Instead, he takes Wade to a special room where he presents him with an official invitation to join Earth 616, which Wade realizes means the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Excited by the idea of finally having a purpose and the chance to save the world, Wade eagerly accepts the offer and puts on a brand new Deadpool suit, especially after seeing a vision of Thor crying over a dying Deadpool in one possible future. However, Wade soon learns from Paradox that the real reason he's being sent to a new universe is that the anchor being of his current universe, the one holding it all together, is dead, and that anchor was Logan. Without Logan, Wade's universe is doomed to be erased, taking all his loved ones with it. Furious, Wade headbutts Paradox, knocks him out, and steals his universe-jumping device, determined to find a new Logan to save his world. Deadpool travels through different universes in search of a new Logan. He encounters a version that looks just like the comics, one wearing the classic yellow and brown suit. Unfortunately, each time he meets a Logan, they end up attacking him. Finally, he discovers a Logan at a bar, drowning his sorrows in drinks. After Logan passes out, Wade takes him back to the Time Variance Authority, TVA, but Paradox informs him that this won't solve anything. In fact, this particular Wolverine is the worst of all, having caused the destruction of his own universe. As Wade and Logan figure out that Paradox and the agents are acting independently from the TVA, Wade tries to expose this truth, but Paradox prunes both him and Logan before he can say anything. Wade and Logan wake up in a strange place called the Void, and they start fighting each other really hard. Wade shoots Logan, and Logan scratches Wade all over, especially in a sensitive area, which makes things even crazier. After a while, they both calm down and decide to team up to save Wade's universe and help Logan with his. Just when they think they're getting somewhere, a mysterious stranger appears, and then a group of mutant villains led by Pyro shows up. Wade gets super excited because he thinks the stranger is Captain America and can't wait to hear him shout "Avengers, assemble!" But instead, the stranger says "Flame on!" and turns out to be Johnny Storm. He transforms into the Human Torch, but then Pyro steals his fire powers. Suddenly, Sabretooth, who has a history with Logan, shows up for a big fight, but Logan easily slices through his neck. In the end, the other mutants manage to capture Wade, Logan, and Johnny. The villains take Deadpool, Johnny, and Logan to the stronghold of Cassandra Nova, who is the crazy twin sister of Charles Xavier and lives inside the enormous skeleton of Ant-Man. She has a bunch of other henchmen with her, like Juggernaut, Toad, Psylocke, and Azazel. To prove she's serious, Cassandra uses her powers to painfully skin Johnny while keeping him awake just long enough to watch himself fall apart into a gruesome mess. She can also reach into Wade and Logan's minds to dig up their memories, including the moment Wade and Vanessa split up. The two heroes find out that they can't defeat her with their weapons, and Cassandra plans to leave them to be devoured by Alioth. Amid the chaos, Wade and Logan seize the chance to escape by finding a rocket leg, which they use to fly to safety. The two of them end up crash landing in an unfamiliar place and see a house nearby. They go there and start searching for something to eat. Wade is curious about what's happening with Logan, especially since he used to be such a big deal as the face of the X-Men in Wade's world, but Logan keeps his lips sealed. After their meal, they encounter a cute little dog named Mary Poppins or Deadpool, who has a really long tongue. Wade instantly adores her, and soon meets a different version of himself called Nicepool. This Nicepool is the friendliest Deadpool around and doesn't even need to wear a mask because he's still good looking. He warns Wade and Logan that the Deadpool Core is on their trail and plans to hunt them down. Nicepool gives Wade and Logan a minivan so they can head to the Borderlands and find their way back home. While driving, Wade accidentally reveals that he wasn't truthful with Logan about the TVA being able to fix the problems in his universe. Logan gets really angry and tells Wade that because he lied, he'll never be able to save any world, especially since he couldn't even save his own relationship with Vanessa. This leads to another intense fight between them, and they end up so exhausted that they both faint. While they are unconscious, an unknown person comes near them and drives away with Wade and Logan, who are still unconscious in the minivan. They wake up in a secret hideout where resistance fighters are gathered. To their surprise, they meet some incredible characters: Elektra Natchios, Blade, and a new face of Remy LeBeau, also known as Gambit. Soon after, they encounter the leader of the resistance, Laura Kinney, who recognizes Logan as a version of her father. They share a tragic backstory about how they lost many friends, including Daredevil, the 2005 Fantastic Four, and Quicksilver, to a villain named Cassandra. They're determined to take Cassandra down, but Logan isn't ready to join their cause. Laura later finds Logan sitting alone by a campfire, sipping on Gambit's liquor. He opens up about the tragic events in his universe and reveals why he always wears the famous yellow and blue suit. In his world, all the X-Men wanted him to be part of their team, but he turned them down after a night of drinking. He returned to the mansion only to find that they had all been killed. Consumed by anger, he went on a rampage, and even innocent people suffered because of it. The suit he wears now is a painful reminder of his lost friends. Laura tells him that he reminds her of her own Logan, but she believes he will step up when it truly matters. This conversation leads him to reconsider his stance, and he ultimately decides to join her in the fight against Cassandra. Meanwhile, on the outskirts of the Void, Pyro reaches out to Paradox, revealing that they're working together. Paradox plans to activate a device known as the Time Ripper, which will accelerate the destruction of Wade's universe. He instructs Pyro to track down Wade, Logan, and the other outsiders before they can interfere with his scheme. At the same time, Deadpool and other team head to Cassandra base to fight back. The heroes launch their assault on Cassandra's base, with Blade using one of Punisher's bazookas to blow open the doors. As soon as they breach the entrance, Wade and Logan charge toward Cassandra, while the others focus on retrieving Juggernaut's helmet to neutralize her powers. Elektra, Blade, Gambit, and Laura engage in battle with the evil mutants. Blade takes out Toad. Gambit uses his explosive cards to take down several goons, and Laura slices off Juggernaut's feet before taking his head. Meanwhile, Wade and Logan reach Cassandra, but she quickly subdues them, entering Logan's mind. She tries to convince him to let her end his suffering by killing him. Laura arrives just in time with the helmet, and Wade quickly places it on Cassandra's head, suppressing her powers. She warns them that if they decide to kill her, they will be stuck and unable to return home, and if they remove her helmet, she will just end up killing them anyway. Logan tries to convince Cassandra by reminding her of how much Charles cared about him, humanity, and all mutants. Just then, Pyro arrives, ready to shoot Cassandra and take her out himself, but Logan quickly knocks him out. After letting Cassandra go, she uses Doctor Strange's sling ring, which she got after defeating one of his variants, and opens a portal for Wade and Logan to go through before Alias shows up. The other heroes watch as the two jumps into the portal, while Cassandra learns from Pyro about the plans he and Paradox have in store. Wade and Logan return to Wade's universe, where they are immediately confronted by Paradox. However, Cassandra steps through her sling ring portal, bringing Pyro along with her, only to snap his neck moments later. She then plunges her hand into Paradox's head, forcing him to reveal the location of the Time Ripper, a device she plans to use to obliterate every universe until only the Void remains. Just as the heroes are about to act, they are interrupted by the arrival of Deadpool and Nicepool, quickly followed by the rest of the Deadpool Core. Led by Lady Deadpool, they include wild variants like Kidpool, Babypool, Cowboy Deadpool, a floating skull head Deadpool, and a samurai Deadpool. In the chaos, Wade grabs Nicepool as a human shield to reclaim his guns, and Nicepool, being the only variant unable to regenerate, dies in the process. Logan then pulls his mask over his head for the first time, marking the official team-up of Deadpool and Wolverine. The duo charges in a battle, mowing down the Deadpools to the beat of a Madonna song. Just when it seems the fight is at its peak, Peter, now dressed as Peterpool, arrives, declaring that Wade is with him. The Deadpool Core instantly back off since every universe's Deadpool has their own Peter. Cassandra begins activating the Time Ripper just as Hunter B-15 discovers the extent of Paradox's crimes. Meanwhile, Deadpool and Wolverine break into the base and hear from Paradox that to turn off the Time Ripper, they have to mess with the power flow of matter and antimatter, which would mean sacrificing one of them. Wade and Logan get into a heated argument about who should be the one to make the ultimate sacrifice, and Wade even tries to shut Logan out so he can take on the dangerous task himself. As Cassandra begins to drain the timelines, Wade manages to grab one cable, but Logan breaks through just in time to grab Wade's hand, allowing them to use their bodies to conduct the energy. This overloads the Time Ripper, leading to its destruction and wiping out Cassandra in the process. B-15 arrives to face Paradox, who is trying to escape his punishment just as Wade and Logan appear, surprisingly alive. After B-15 arrests Paradox, she realizes that Wade and Logan's actions have actually repaired Wade's universe. Wade then asks B-15 if they can also bring back the other heroes trapped in the void and fix Logan's universe too. While B-15 agrees that they can revive the others, she explains that Logan's past struggles shaped him into the hero he is today, so there's nothing wrong that needs fixing. With that, she says goodbye, and Wade and Logan head off to get some food. Logan is getting ready to leave on his own, but Wade asks him to stick around and be part of his world, which Logan agrees. Soon after, they're all together with Wade's friends and Laura, and it looks like Wade and Vanessa are trying to work on their relationship again. In this way, movie ends here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more interesting movie recaps.